Hi, in this part of the video, I actually want to show you how administrators can customize the CRM and manage the CRM. The first thing that we need to understand here is the user, whoever wants to administer, should have the administration privileges. While installing the CRM, there is by default one administrator who is set as the administrator of the CRM. Administrator can further create users, and other users can also be given administration privileges. To check if the user who logged in has the administration privileges or not, check for the settings icon that is right beside your username. If you have the settings icon, you are the administrator. You can click on the settings icon, click on CRM settings, and you can actually see the various, you can actually get into the administration module. In the summary page, you actually see how many users are currently active in the CRM, how many workflows are there, and what are the different modules that are active in the CRM. The first thing that we need to do is go ahead and set up the company template. You can actually click on company details, and you will see by default that I have already given some details about the company. If you want to actually add or update this, you can click on edit, choose a different logo, choose the different name, address, give the correct phone number, give the correct fax number, give the correct fax, and you can click on save. This basically updates the company details in the CRM. These company details will be used while creating your invoice, while creating your sales orders, while creating your quotes, and all the other mails that you may want to create. The next thing is you need to go into other settings, click on the outgoing server, and change the mail ID from which the mails go out to the users. You can create a mail ID in your XMTP server. This can be a Exchange server, or your own Gmail ID, or any other mail provider that you are actually using. You can set up different currencies within your system. Like in this case, I am actually using dollars and Indian rupees. For dollars, I set the conversion rate as 1 because this is the country where I operate from. And if I am also running my show from India, I can actually create INR and set the conversion rate as 66. And you may want to update it whenever you, as a company, you change the conversion rate policy. While generating codes, invoices, and other documents, depending on the country you select and the price of the product or service, the conversion rates are automatically applied. You can add different types of tax calculations like VAT, sales, service tax, etc. You can add different types of shipping and handling taxes. You may want to add more different categories, or you may want to delete any of them. And applicability of this tax, in each invoice or quote or sales order can be decided by you. You can create, announcements here where you can just publish an announcement and it is available to all the users. You can create standard terms and conditions which goes out on all the quotations, on all the invoices, on all the purchase orders, on all the sales orders, and all the different documents that go out there. This is an interesting feature where you may want to actually change the prefix of your records. Every module, be it opportunities, contacts, leads, etc., every record has a unique prefix and a unique number to identify each record. You may want to change the prefix to meet your organizational requirements. In this case, when I said the prefix is Prism OPT, all the opportunities will be having the unique number like Prisms OPT-4, Prisms OPT5, Prisms OPT6, so on and so forth. If I select lead, the prefix is LEA, or if you want to just keep it L, you are free to do that. Okay, so all the leads will now have L22, L23, L24, and each lead will be sequentially numbered using a standard prefix. Then we can actually go and use a mail converter. This mail converter is basically used to get some incoming documents into the CRM system. Then we can actually go ahead and set up a lot of workflows. These are all the different workflows that are by default available as part of VTiger CRM. If you want to set up a new workflow, you can click on create a new workflow. Let us assume I want to create a workflow on leads, and give the description as add a organization by default, and we say every time the record is saved we can add a condition saying if the company is not empty, what you can actually do is add a task, and you can add a task however you want to actually do. So this is how you can actually create different workflows on different modules. Okay. Then we also have web forms, which are if you want to actually enable your website inquiry form, and whenever somebody fills in the inquiry on the inquiry form, the data that the user actually enters should directly get into your leads. You can enable that using your web forms. You can also create customer portals where customer can actually log in, see all the invoices that are generated for him, all the different sales orders that are generated for him, the products that you are making them available, and all of that stuff. The customer portal can again be developed in either PHP or Java or .NET, but the data will be fed from the CRM system. The next concept here is your studio. In studio, you can actually manage the different modules that are active or disabled, and for each module you can actually manage the fields, the pick list dependencies, the editor, and all of that stuff. Let's look at this menu editor. Menu editor will give you the top menu. You can add different types of menus here. You can remove menus. All the different modules that you have enabled, you can actually go ahead and put them on the menu. I choose this menu as it is. If you want to add invoices, you can add invoices and save, but I don't think we have space to actually fit invoice, so the menu is now organized like this. All the different modules in the CRM system are actually categorized into different formats. Of course, this add manage modules is also available because you logged in as an administrator. Okay. The next thing is module manager. So these are the different modules that are available within the standard installation. You have the facility to enable the module or disable the module, and for each module you also have the option to quickly go ahead and change the settings. There are a lot of other modules that are available from third-party providers or directly from VTiger. You can actually choose these two options to install modules either from a file or either from the VTiger server. To actually look at what fields are and what pick list editor is, let's actually get into one module and see how a module runs. Let's for example go to leads. Okay, these are some of the leads that I have already created and assigned them to myself. If I actually go ahead and add a lead, you will see these are the different fields within this module. For example, in leads module, first name is the field, last name is a field, company is a field, lead source is a field, but lead source is also a pick list because it is giving you a different set of options as a drop down list basically. So if I have to differentiate a field versus a pick list, all the normal like primary email, fax, website, mobile phone, designation, they are all fields, whereas lead source, industry, lead status, rating, they are all pick lists, and assigned to will actually bring up all the different users and all the different groups within your CRM system. Okay, and all the fields can actually be grouped into custom groups. Your customization of each module will depend on what fields you want and what are the different pick list options you have, and this is where the CRM administration will come into picture. And this customization depends on your company process and how your company wants to organize all these fields into different groups, the various values in each of the pick list editor. Let's get back to customizing a small module. Let's go to CRM settings. Let's go to edit fields. Let's go to, you can select the module you want to edit fields for. Let me go ahead and select leads. These are the different blocks that we have: lead details, custom information, address details, and description details. Let me edit this custom information, and or I can actually delete this also. Or if you want to actually add a new custom block, you can add a new custom block, and let me say this as lead classification. And now I have a new block called lead classification. I may want to actually move lead status to lead classification. The rating can also be moved to lead classification. I can also move lead source to the lead classification. I can also move, let's say, industry to the lead classification. Right. Now, if you think that I want to add another field, you can add a custom field. It can be of different types in any of them. Right. Now, let me actually click on save field sequence, and if you go back to leads, add a lead, you will see a new block called lead classification, and you have most of the stuff moved out here. So this is how you typically customize your module. Let me click on cancel. Let me go back to the CRM settings. Let me go back to edit fields. You can select the module, you can create blocks, you can reorganize the fields between each blocks, you can add custom fields, you can also rearrange the tabs. What do you mean by tabs? Tabs are nothing but when I actually go to a lead. Let me select this lead from Henrik Marston. When you actually select the lead, you have different tabs. You have the summary tab, you have the details, you have the comments on this lead, you have various updates on this lead, you have the activities that you have created on the lead. So these are the different tabs for a given lead. From your administration console, you can also go and change the tabs and rearrange with how you want them to be shown. If you think you don't want to show products for a lead, you can remove products, and products will not be available for leads. This is how we will be doing this. Let's go to pick list editor. Here again the same process applies. First you have to select the module. So let's assume you are selecting lead and you have different salutations. It's a specific lead. You can actually go to let me say lead status, and you have all the different lead statuses. If you want to remove any of these, you are free to do that. You can actually say I want to remove some lead. You can just click on not contacted and say delete value. You can just go ahead and delete the value. But there may be some leads that are already there with the value not contacted. If they are there, you can select the alternate value with which it must be replaced. You can also rearrange this and save the order so that the order is saved, and this is how the order will actually apply. In the same case, if you want to actually rate a lead, acquired, active, market fail, etc., you can actually do that. Let's go for opportunities and see there are different sales stages. You have prospecting 1 and all of that stuff. If you want to remove some of them, you can remove it. If you want to add some values, you can add some values and things like that. For example, the advantage here is you can actually go to values assigned to a role, and you can say that as a CEO or as a boss, you have all the different options that are visible to you. But if you go as a salesperson, I want to remove ID decision makers, I want to remove perception analysis, I want to remove qualification and sale. So when a salesperson logs in, his pick list will only show you the values that are actually selected. This is the beauty of the pick lists and assigning pick lists to various roles. The next step is the pick list dependency. You can add different pick list dependency. For example, you can go to say leads, you can select a field called industry, and you can select some target field. This is basically used if you have fields coming in from different modules, which is not the case for us. The last part of your administration is user and access control. The most important thing here is to understand the difference between users, roles, profiles, and groups. Users are individual users of your company, individual CRM users of your company. For example, H. Vadlamudi, Hitesh Vadlamudi, James Gosselin, Steve Jobs. These are all the different users of your system. These users can actually be given roles. Roles are the different what we call designations you have within your organization or something like that. You can actually create different roles, and for each role you can actually name the role, and you can actually create a reporting hierarchy, and for each role you can actually set the privileges that we have. So if you actually click on sales manager, you will see all the different profiles that we have. For example, salesperson, you will see the sales profile. Or if you want to create a new reporting structure to the salesperson, and let us create a role called our lead generator. Assume that this guy is just responsible to generate leads by doing cold calling, whatever, and he reports to the salesperson. You can actually assign privileges directly to this role. Okay, and for me, I don't want to actually give him any I can actually give him dashboards, but I don't want to give him opportunities. I don't want to give him contacts, organizations, but I can give him the opportunity to leads. I don't want him to be giving documents, but I want to give him calendar, email, products, no vendors, no price books, no quotes, no purchase orders, no sales orders, no invoices, no reports, no campaign, no services, no service contracts, no email templates, no web forms, no SMS notifier, no assets, no comments, no project milestone, no project tasks, no projects, no recycle bin, nothing of this sort. But within leads, I also want to manage some privileges, wherein I want to actually go and say assign to is right for him, or I can say assign to is just read only. You may want to edit that as well, and then you can actually allow him to, I don't want allow him to export, I don't want him to convert a lead, and this is the only option that I'm actually giving him. Right. And now I can actually click on save, and there's a new profile that there's a new role within your organization that got created. You can also define profiles. When I say profile, you can actually click on profile, and profile is basically used to give different levels of access. So a user, for example, let me add a user and show you how we can add a user. Let me add a user whose username is B Gates. He's not an admin, and I'll give him some password, and I'll give him some mail ID. He's an active user. I want to give his username, and he can see the entire last week's lead view, and I will put him as a lead generator. When I put him as a lead generator, I can also put some calendar settings. I can also put some currency for him. Assuming he is working out of India, I can put US. Assuming he is working out of India, I can put wherever I want to put. Okay. and then I can actually click on save. So now a new user called bgates is created. Now bgates is basically working as a lead generator. So if you want to see how this looks like, let us sign out. Now that I am logged in as Bill Gates, and because I am just given access to leads products, I don't have any other menu item here. Even all will just give me the calendar, leads, products. That's all. I can't access anything else. So this is the advantage of the CRM, especially from the security standpoint. So with this, I want to again go back to CRM settings. So user is an individual user, role is a role assigned to the user, profiles are basically used to define the security permissions. You can actually create groups. Let me create a group by the name SAP Sales Team New Jersey. Now you can add different users into the SAP Sales Team, so that this basically is used to create a specific group. Now you can use this group, and if you have a lead, you can assign the lead to a group. Let me say I want to assign this to SAP Sales Team NJ. Now everybody who is part of SAP Sales Team NJ has access to this particular lead. So this is how we differentiate between users, roles, profiles, groups. You also have sharing rules where you can actually give what you want to do, and things like that. And then you also have login history where you can say who logged in, what time, what is the status, and all of the stuff. Okay, so this is a simple video of how you customize the CRM and manage the CRM. Thank you.